assets, but they are actually seeing the value of having a digital facility that captures the system of systems within that captures the systems of records within the system of systems. And this we can get it from the ArcGIS platform. So traditionally, there's been a lot of issues and the challenges with the clients within the utilities industries. They have been managing their assets in a traditional way. Some of them will get, they're just doing the GIS maps, the geometric network, which is not that comprehensive to model the entire assets within their service territory area. So with the utility network, you are within the ArcGIS platform, you are able to have various solutions that you are able to do the asset management, you are able to do support operations, and then again, we have the system of records within that particular systems. And again, with the utilities is allocation, they have allocation aspect of it. We have the science of where are these assets. This is where you get all the assets and are able to navigate to where they are. And again, some of the challenges that have been making these clients not able to have this digital twin by leveraging on the utility network is because maybe they're having people who are non-GIS users who are not able to appreciate the value of having an advanced modeling capability in a GIS platform that are able to manage all these assets. And again, maybe another challenge would be maybe the spatial knowledge. Most of these personnel doesn't have that extensive knowledge about the GIS. That's where that comes to be a problem. Utility network is also supported with other technologies like data science and analytics, which most of these personnel doesn't have. But with the ArcGIS system, provided by us, you are able to leverage on our platform, and you are going to move to the utility network. So aside from the ArcGIS environment, there's ArcGIS platform is an integrated web platform. I mean this by saying that this is what I mean. It is a software foundation for the system of systems, whereby we have system of records, system of engagement, and system of insights. Actually, that's where you have ArcGIS is a fully integrated modern web GIS platform, bringing together the enterprise, the desktop, mobile, web-based solutions through a service-oriented architecture. So this platform is built for integration with the external systems and provide a powerful starting point for partner extensibility. That is where you get that's where you can see that part for integration. You're able to integrate with other systems like that manages the utilities like SCADA, the IDMS within this system. So it's quite a robust system that is able to integrate with other systems. So our modern approach to the utility network is to have a system that is able to help the utility industries to be able to model their assets within their complex assets, and they're able to manage them within the ArcGIS utility network. So for my case, I look at the advanced modeling capability of the utility network. So this is an information model. This is an information model that is robust and is wholly configurable, and it has world-class capabilities in terms of modeling all the assets within the utility service territory area. So secondly, it provides the highly world-class visualization analytic capabilities using the attribute values, attribute rules, and that are embedded within the system of records. And you are able even to track the installation date, the installation date, the expected date for retire, where these assets are, the asset groups, the type of these assets. So you are able to model them within the ArcGIS network model, and you're able to visualize them. And again, you are able to have a pervasive access to all these assets. You are able to access it everywhere and anywhere. By this mean that it is a modern web service-based architecture and has a lot of securities that allows you to have a control on what to access and what to, for the viewer to see on their side. So this is where you are able to have access through the desktop, the mobile application, the mobile, and even the cloud. So diving deep into what the utility network is, maybe you're asking yourself what could be the utility network in the ArcGIS platform. A utility network is simply one of the main components that a user would use when managing the utility and even telcos networks within the ArcGIS platform by providing a very comprehensive framework of functionalities for modeling of the utility system, such as the electric, the water, and even telecommunication. So it is simply designed to model all the components that make up your system, such as the wires, the pipes, the valves, the devices. The devices could be the transformers, could be the meters, where the meters are, water meters and electrical meters. So with this kind of a system, you're able to have all this modeled. So for you to have this system for your use, you are able to deploy it in two categories. You may either want to use the multi-user model. The multi-user model, this is where you are provided with the rich capabilities of the utility network through a service-based architecture using the ArcGIS Enterprise. So this is actually used for large-scale deployments of the utility facilities. Let's say like the electrical facility, the electrical assets. So for a country, that's where there's a distribution of electric. So for this kind of a model, you are able to model all the facilities within a very large scale area. Another bit of the deployment is the single user model. For the single user model, this is where it provides a full analytic capability of the utility network while hosted on a file geodatabase. In this model, you interact with the utility network through the ArcGIS Pro on the desktop. So, but for the other one, you are able to do even the other analytics in ArcGIS Enterprise Utility Network tool on the cloud. So we as Esri, we have a vision, and this vision is to have a network utility model that will help our customers to ensure that they are being provided with a utility model that has that ability to model, even edit, analyze complex networks of their facilities infrastructure within the ArcGIS platform that Esri provides. So the other benefit that we get out of this, the other vision we have as Esri is to ensure that we enable key modeling concepts to better support a true representation of what is on the ground. By this I mean we model specific into details all the assets where they're supposed to be on the ground and the way that they are represented. So and again, we provide a network management solution for the next 15 years. So we are looking at you clients to have this platform for the next 15 years as you consume the full functional capability of the ArcGIS utility network. So by that, you are able to access it everywhere through the devices, desktop, web, and they are able to sync with the mobile apps. So diving deep into the other benefit, or the benefit of utility network is to ensure that there's data quality and correctiveness. By this, I mean that data quality is becoming really an important drive that ensure that utility industries are able to have all the assets where they're supposed to be and with the right system of records. So this reduces common data errors through the topology, the network topology capabilities within the ArcGIS utility network tool. The other benefit is that you are with the utility network, you're able to model the real representation of where all the assets are accurately. And some of these assets could be the device assembly, which are simply the containers for multiple devices, the linear containment. This is where you get the wires, the ducts. Yeah, and you're even able to have rich analytical solutions out of this robust tool. So the other thing that you're able to have, you even have an improved performance and scalability. So it forms a foundation for solution for engagement across your enterprise, and is able to adapt it according to your data needs and even to regulatory changes within the utility service territory area. And again, you're able to have an optimized experience within the industry focused tools for particularly, let's say, electrical, telcos, water, and gas. So I'll dive deep into the other, into the elements of the utility network information model. So at the center, you are able to see that is the utility network, and you're able to have the network diagrams from this utility network. This is particularly could be used by the engineers just to know how the network is traversing through a particular region. You're able to have the structure networks. Then you're able to have the domain networks. The domain networks, particularly, that is where we have the electrical domains. Just particularly the industry focused. Electrical domain, water, gas, and telcos, they were just mentioned. And with the network tile, this is where you have the distribution level and even the transmission levels within the ArcGIS utility network. And again, another element of the utility network is the subnetworks. Subnetworks, these are particularly maybe a particular feeder line or a particular feeder line for maybe supplying the water commodity or electrical commodity. And again, the other element is you are able to do modeling of all the asset groups and even the asset types of all the assets within the ArcGIS platform. The other thing will be the terminals, the modeling of the terminals, and even doing the other the analytic capabilities through the trace functionality. So breaking deep into what the utility network is, the utility network works with the 5 network domains. These particularly devices. The devices could be electrical or water devices, lines. Yeah, lines could be the pipes or wires. The junctions could be the connection points. The electrical assemblies. We have the water assemblies and even the subnet lines. These are particularly the one that forms the network, the subnetworks. So for you to able to deploy utility network is able to model even the structures that are supporting the utility network. So this is where you get things like the structure junctions. This is where you have the electrical posts, the structure boundaries. This is where you get the substations that are housing all the meters, the large high voltage transformers, and even switches. So for you to ensure that there's data integrity, this is where you have that capability of network topology. And network topology, this is staged in ArcGIS geoprocessing tools to ensure that you have adaptive. You ensure that you have the utility network layer in your ArcGIS environment, so that you ensure that there's data quality by ensuring that you clear the dirty areas, you point out the point errors, and any other error that might come up when you're modeling your platform for your asset management. So there are rules that will manage the utility network. So these rules are the ones that ensure there's data quality, consistency, and completeness of assets, and even the network data. So the first one is the classes, the fields, the subtypes, and even the domains. For the domains are the ones that you configure using on a geodatabase. And a domain in our ArcGIS is particularly just a declaration of all the acceptable values that should go into a particular field while you're populating your database for all the system of records that you're capturing for the assets. For the attribute rules, these are simply help you to automate the calculations that are supposed to be made in a particular field. It doesn't need to be filling them as you collect your data. So it makes your work easier. So you can imagine how this tool is such a powerful tool within the ArcGIS environment. So the other thing is you need to dictate the rules that will be able to manage all your features on how they are connected and how they are associated to one another within that area, the service area that you are doing your modeling. Then the other thing is the contingent values. You ensure that you make the values in one field that are dependent to the value of the other. And I'll mention of the asset group. The field of the asset group is the field of the asset types is dependent on that field for asset groups. Then thank you so much for that. So I'll dive quickly and deep into demonstration of this capability in the ArcGIS Pro.
Thanks, Godfrey. That was a very good introduction to the utility network model. I hope everyone has been able to, kind of understand why this is important as a foundational model for even the digital twin. So Godfrey, you can, as you share your screen on the chat, you can give us your thoughts about the utility network model and, whether you'd be interested in getting a presentation for your organization to be able to learn more about this model and what it could do for you. Because I know most of you have seen on the chat some of our clients from across the region. Bramwell, I saw you in the room. We can be able to discuss how the network can be able to, just unlock more value for what your GS departments are doing. So feel free on the chat. We have our engineers there who will be able to walk you through that. So, and showcase the demo.
So I'll start by showcasing, because my topic of interest and the presentation for today was about the system of records. So I'll simply show you some of the attributes about the domains that have been captured into an electrical utility networks. So before I go there, you need to remember the particular components that are made up with the utility network. You have the electrical devices. This is where you get the transformers. So it's a layer that captures all the assets that you may have in your industry. So you have the electrical junctions. This is the connection points. So you have at different levels there. High voltage levels, the medium voltage levels. So it breaks down even to the smallest levels, that is the low voltage actually. The electrical assemblies, this is where you get the service banks, the switch banks. It's simply just an assembly for that. So on the other, I've opened my attribute so that I can show you there. Actually what I'm saying, the system of records. So you are able to capture your system of records within the ArcGIS platform, just not other than any other attributes that you may want to do into ArcGIS. This is actually done in a utility model. So this model works in a way that it works with the contingent values to ensure that there are particular values that are dependent to the other values. So for example, when we are seeing the asset group, that is the medium voltage switches, if I try to look at that domain, the drop down, if I try to change it to the medium voltage service, it will give me a subtype change. So it is dependent to that group for asset types. So that's what I meant by the asset types. And again, Christelle had talked about the containment and even the association of all the assets within the service area. So you can see on the system of records, we are able to capture even the status of associations. So you are able to see whether it is an association by content. The association, they are even visible to see the content. Are able to see whether they are like the high voltage transformers. They're able to be associated with the other devices with connectivity and with the visible content. So these are particular connectivity rules that are set within the ArcGIS utility network platform. So the other thing that I'll show you is about the deployment. For this case, the utility model that you are able to see here, maybe I can remove my base map so that you are able to see them because of the color. So for this utility model, you are able to see it has been modeled from the transformer, from the substation. So this is the substation that is supplying the electricity within this region. So you are able to see even all the assets within that assembly, that substation. You're able to see the transformer, the switches. So you click on them. Let's see whether we can have a pop-up so that you can see what I'm talking about that. So this is an electrical device. So from this, you are able to see it is a medium voltage switch. The one that just clicked on, you're able to see it's a medium voltage switch. It is a subtype, the station, it is within the substation. So it ensures that the containment rules have been adhered to by ensuring that the association status is within the containment. So this deployment has been done on a file geodatabase. So I'll go to my ARC catalog so that I can able to show you where the geodatabase looks like. So on my right hand, I'm opening the Kenya Electric Asset Utility Network database so that we are able to really see the value of that within the utility network. Yeah, so within this platform, you're able to see the feature data set, that is the utility network. Within that, you're able to see the particular layers that have been modeled within the utility network. We have the electrical assemblies. So it simply have all the ones that have been listed on the table of contents. So if we were able to do, if we had that chance to do the enterprise one, this is where we implement on an enterprise geodatabase that you are able even to push all this content and be able to have a multi-user capability. So for a scenario that maybe you will want to see how the utility network enforces data integrity, this is where I'll do a service drop connection to the grid. So allow me to share my second screen. So for this case, I'm still in the data editing mode. This is where maybe I want to extend my network, because with the utility, with the electrical utility and even water, they are ever expanding. They are ever getting customers, the new customer connections. And this in all information is supposed to be captured within this platform so that you can have that a continuous and a robust model for the same. So I can just choose a particular area that I can just do a connection. So I think you're able to see my screen now. That's the circle. That's where I'm pointing. You're able to see the electrical device as a point, which is the transformer. So for the transformer, this is where a new customer is connected to a particular transformer, so that we are able to see how the data integrity is ensured is met within the ArcGIS utility network model. So I can just digitize a point, capture a point there. That is where the voltage connection will be done, the electrical connection will be done. So it is processing that, it has captured that. So on the attributes, you need to fill the correct attributes for each asset group and asset type. So I need to check on my attributes so that I ensure that I'm doing the correct thing, because whenever I do the wrong thing, it will show a dirty area around that. So for my case, you are able to see that my field that I've captured that feature of the medium voltage, it has been populated because within the ArcGIS Pro utility network model, you are able to model these just before you start your data capture and even data updates. So it is just an automation. It's like an automation that makes your work easier, unlike the way people used to rely the geometric networks to do a network modeling. So it has populated some fields for me, so it is ensuring that there's that data integrity there as field. So I'll do a line so that you are able to see a line connection, so that you're able to see how it draws the data area using the utility network topology. So I'll do a medium voltage conductor. So for the medium voltage conductor, this is the conduit where the electrical commodity passes. So I'll snap to my connection on that electrical transformer that is there, and try to connect to that junction there. So I'll capture that. So you are able to see in the data area. So what I mean by the data area, it is telling you that there could be something that's not right within your system of records. So you need to check on your system of records what could be the issue. But before you do that, you need to go to the network layer and you're able to see which device is giving you this problem. So I'll open the attribute for the data area so that I'm able to see that. So we are able to see it has given us the two errors for the two data areas is because I've digitized that point, the electrical junction and electrical line. So I need to go to my validation to see whether it validates. But it can only validate once you put the correct attributes in the electrical junction layer and the electrical line. So simply allow me to open another attribute for the same. So okay, I now have my attribute for the electrical junction. So I'll simply do a validation so that I ensure that it is validating whether there are errors that need to be corrected. So I've just gone to my data tab and I do a validation. So once you do data validation, you are able to see it has cleared all the data areas on that particular line. So you can even extend this line to a particular customer within the service region that you are supplying that electrical commodity or water commodity using this model. So that is one of the capability that enforces data integrity within this system. So the other thing that I would want to show you is how the system is such a one of its kind is that I'll do a network trace. I want to trace all the clients or all the devices that are on a particular line. So I'll do a network trace. So on the network trace, I'll select a point at any point on the network, and even you can do even at the doorstep of a connection to that particular client, and is able to trace even up to the substation level where this commodity is coming from. So I'll do a connected trace. So it's a geoprocessing capability that is embedded within the ArcGIS platform. That's specifically the ArcGIS Pro. So I'll simply leave everything as default and do the run. So we give it some time. So you are able to see how the network has been traced from any point on that network. The reason that we are modeling that I'd shown you. So within the system of records, you are even able to get all the information on that particular network trace analysis of the selected devices, electrical junctions, and everything, just in particularly the assets within that area. So that forms such a powerful capability within the ArcGIS utility network model. So because this is a file geodata-based modeling, I'll just simply do I'll publish my utility model to the web. So you are able to do a web application, web map, that you are able to do the office to, or the field to office workflows. That's where the system of engagement comes in. So the next presenter will be able to present to you guys on how such a system is connected within the ArcGIS platform. So thank you so much for your time, and I hand over back to Biko.